Hey, Algebra and kids, this is Dr. Callahan with Week 5 Tuesday. How are you guys doing? I hope you guys had a good Monday. So go ahead and pause the video and answer the following 3 questions. Let's go ahead and create the assignment for this week or for today, especially for the hybrid kids. This is for Week 5 Tuesday, Algebra 1, Semester 2. And our topic today is going to be factoring with a coefficient of 1. Your instruction today is make sure you view the lesson from the assignment itself, then watch the video in its entirety, fill out your guided notes in the white packet for Week 5 Tuesday, and then upload your assignment. So these are the 2 links that you need. Make sure you're checking in with me during first period for Tuesday, 7:45 till 8:40. If you guys are doing that, you do get 10 points. It is due by 3 p.m. And so I'm just gonna go ahead and assign it. All right, so with that said, keep in mind that your grades are updated since Monday, so it's on Emma's team as well. And so just make sure you guys check to see where your progress is. All right, so with that said, this is a breakdown for today. We are going to do my notes on factoring trinomials. We'll go ahead and have some practice questions, and there is a algebra puzzle that says, when is a vessel king of the house, or what happened when the boarding house blew up? You guys have exactly the following guided notes. You want to turn over to this page right here, which this is the one that we're going to go over together in class. This is the page for your practice. All right, so with that said, let's go ahead and get started with this. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at this. I'm going to start off on the very bottom one. I know you're like, really? It's completely out of order. I totally agree it is out of order, but that's okay. All right, so looking at this one right here, this is how we're going to go about and tackle this, okay? So when you look at something like this, you got to ask yourself, what are all the different factors of 12? Like what times what gives you 12? Okay, I know that 1 times 2 equals 12, 2 times 6 equals 12, 3 times 4 equals 12. And, you know, you could do like 4 times 3, but guess what? It's exactly the same. It's just a commutative property, so it's just flipped backwards. And notice that all the signs here are positive. So you do not want to have any negative. So you don't want to have like a -2 times a -6. So no negatives. Then what you're going to do is you want to go ahead and add them. You're going to ask yourself, which of these combination pair here adds up to the middle number, which is 7? Well, you know 1 plus 12 is 13. This one is 8. And ta-da! This is the winning combo. 3 and 4 multiply together equals 12. But when I add them together, it equals the middle number, which is 7. So then what is your answer then? Well, your answer is going to be the following, okay? So you go ahead and write your answer as x plus with a blank in the parentheses, x plus with a blank in the parenthesis, and then you just put 3 plus 4. And this is your answer for the first question. All right, now let's go on to this one right here. Okay, so if I look at this one, notice the first thing you should see is that, oh, guess what? There is a negative. So whatever numbers I use, I can use negative numbers, okay? Because it has to have a negative number in order to get to that. So what are all the different negative numbers multiplied together give me a positive 6? I could do a -2 and a -3, a -1 and a -6. I can do a, and actually really that's it. There's nothing else. I mean, that's really all the ones I have. So then let's see, which one of these add up to -5? Well, the last one gives me a -7. Top one gives me a -5, and ta-da, that's my winning combination. So then what is your answer? Your answer is going to be x minus 2, x minus 3. And that is your answer for this one. All right, let's go on to the next part. Here we go. So I'm going to go over to the upper left corner. Now for this one, you got to ask yourself, okay, positive or negative numbers? There is a negative here, so I will be using negative numbers. And so let's think about with my negative number. Give me 1 second. It looks like there's a little glitch here. So I just want to correct this since I see it right now and it's slightly bothering me. So I want to move all of these yellow ones away. So let's see, animation pane. We're going to do that before the 8. Okay, so let's give this one more try. Okay, perfect. So then looking at this right here, I will be using negative numbers. And so I want to figure out what negative number multiplied together give me a positive 56. Now I could do a -1, -56. I could do a -2 and a -28. I could do a -4 and a -14. And I could do a -7 and a -8. Now, one of these combination is going to add up to a middle number, which is -15. So which one do you think it's going to be? Well, let's take a look. The first one, or the first pair, is going to give me a -57. Second pair, -30. Third pair, -28. Fourth pair, -15. Ta-da, right there. So then what is your answer? Just x minus 7, x minus 8. Okay, so for today, that is actually good enough. I'm not going to teach you guys how to multiply, how to factor this if it's not a coefficient of 1. So what I would like you guys to do right now is take a moment and pause the video and answer the following questions right here. So pause the video and answer the questions. Okay, so let's go ahead and see if we can go over them together. All right, so for the first one, notice that you do have negatives, so you're going to be looking at negative answers. And I always like to start off with like the little T table. So you want to figure out what times what gives me a -21, but then when I add it together, it's going to give me a -4. So let's take a look at this. So you want to use negative numbers. So I could use a -3 and a +7 because again, you want the -3 times a positive equal to -21. I could do a +3 and a -7, a -1 and a +21, positive 1, and a negative 21. So these are my winning combinations. But which one of these add together to give me a negative 4? Well, that will be this one right here. So then as such, my answer is going to be t plus 3t minus 7. Now let's go ahead and try with question number 2. With question number 2, notice it's a positive 32, positive 12, so all positive numbers, okay? So then ask yourself, what times what gives me a positive 32? So I could do a 32 and a 1, I could do a 2 and a 16, 4 and a 8, and that's it. So then looking at this one, which one here is going to add up to a 12? And it is the last combination, which is 4 and 8. So my answer in this case is going to be t plus 4 and t plus 8. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at question number 3. With question number 3, create your little t-chart. You're going to have a 24 here and a negative 10 right there. So that tells you you are going to use negative numbers in addition to positive numbers. So ask yourself, what times what gives me a positive 24? So I'm going to do a negative 1 and a negative 24, a negative 2 and a negative 12, a negative 3 and a negative 8, a negative 4 and a negative 6. And one of these numbers, when you add them together, is going to give you a negative 10. And guess what? It's the very last combination. So my answer here is t minus 4, t minus 6. Okay, let's take a look at number 4. Create your t-chart. I'm going to put negative 18 here at the very end, positive 3 over to the right. And if you take a look at this, you should notice that you do have negative numbers. So we are going to use negative numbers to create the negative 18. So I could do a negative 1 and a positive 18, a positive 1 and a negative 18. I could do a negative 2 and a positive 9, a positive 2 and a negative 9, a negative 3 and a positive 6, a positive 3 and a negative 6. So which one of these winning combination is going to give me a positive 3? And there's only one that works. And guess what? It's the second to last one, which is going to be t minus 3, t plus 6. All right, you guys. So at this point, if you already practiced with this, next thing that I want you guys to do is focus in over here on the algebra puzzle. And so here are the questions, and you're doing exactly the same that I have here that we've done so far. And then guess what? Your answers are provided you for right there. So just go ahead and match them. And that's what you're going to be doing. You could pick either the left puzzle or the right puzzle, and make sure you write your answer where it's numbered on the very bottom. As always, stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.